Yo, Real Do What Kill podcast, man. We back with another one, man. Subscribe, like, review, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts,
YouTube.
everything. Mondays in the building. Special guest, man. He's back for the second time, man. My dog, my boy Ken Boyd.
Yo, what up, though? My
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm here in a undisclosed location, but just know this is definitely a trap house. There's no two
Come
ways.
on, man. How's it a trap
There's
house,
no
bro?
two ways about it. The man that owns this place that we are in right now is a kingpin.
Oh, my
There's
God.
no two ways about it. If you could see this immaculate shit they got me in, I went up. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to say.
You just did your nose from the live, man.
No, I was looking. This is
man, you
listen.
did your nose.
Pay attention. This is exterior. Look at this. This is what I did. This is in. This is out. Go ahead, look at the shit. And I'm going live. I know what I'm.
I remember last time you came with some crusty jaws last time. Thank God you didn't this
That was
time.
like you had crusty panties on last time. In any event, let me tell you something. I went up flights, plural, of staircases to get to this one particular room that we're in right now. Flights, plural, of staircases. My ass is tight. My quads is tight. Calf muscles is tight. Whoever owns this place has Molly and ecstasy, all type of different type of opioids. And if you knew the area, you know the clientele for those three drugs I just named are very high, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But thank you for having me back. It's an honor, brother. Since your departure with am I allowed to say?
You can say it.
Since your departure with ESPN, I'm glad that you took control of your platform, and I'm glad to be one of many.
For sure, man. You was there in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That was the beginning of everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everything's still moving and grooving and developing. But you did a lot of big shit since you came last time.
Yes,
dog.
I have. I wish I could say the same, but yes, I have. I have done.
God, dog, COVID didn't affect anything. God damn, I leave ESPN and I just come back to the crib. Actually, I love it here better than that. Shit, I feel like I was, I was the only black man there.
At ESPN?
You there? Who else you seen that was black there?
I only went there at one time. I saw that chick you they had in there with that fat ass. She was in there.
Yeah.
And then this nigga in the corner, he was in there. So that's two other black people I saw in there.
And who they came with?
I mean, I don't know who they rode with. They probably took Metro or some shit. I don't know.
Man, you know what it was. You know what it was there. I like it here better. I got more control.
What that was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
When you came on, that was like 2018. So that was barely like
two and a half, 3. Yeah. I've done some cool. It's life's been good for me.
A lot of shit,
since the last time I saw you, man, and it only gets better.
Kevin Hart's Network.
Did I do
on YouTube? I seen it on YouTube.
Did I do Kevin Hart's Network?
The LOL Network.
No.
You did a special on there, huh?
No. I did Heart of the City, first season on Comedy Central.
Was that like a special? Like, was it not a special, but like that was like something he had, but it brought in like up and coming like comedians and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was I didn't do the special though. Some people did Heart of the City and then put them on they did like a 30-minute special on the LOL network. I didn't get selected for the 30-minute special. And be honest with you, I'm not particularly mad about that because you do a special. There's no cool way I can say this, man, but you do a special, you want it to be on a more established platform, let's put it that way, right? So if I'm busting out 30 minutes or an hour or something like that, I don't want to burn the material on a new network. You want to shoot for something a little more established. Yeah. So now, would I would have done it if they would have chose me? Of course. But I'm not upset that I didn't get the LOL. But I did do Heart of the City on Comedy Central. And then that led to the next thing and the next thing and the next
So
thing.
how that happened to get on that?
On Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
All right, so apparently when he had this idea to go to different cities, to expose newer comedians, what he did was he went to these different he went to the OGs in all these different cities. Yeah. The OG comedians, but the more obscure cities, like the place that doesn't have a market. So he didn't go to L.A. He didn't go to New York. He didn't go to. I think he did go to Atlanta, but he went to places like Houston. He went to all through Alabama, Mississippi, places like this, Detroit, places that don't have a strong platform or industry isn't very present there, right? So check this out. You want the short story or the long story?
Long story.
Check this out. Tell me this ain't the coolest shit you ever heard in your life. Watch this. So I'll take it back. When I first moved to New York, right? Tell me this ain't fly. I first moved to New York, and there was a show on a local TV station. Not local. The station was called, damn, son of a bitch. But it don't matter. They've since went out of business, right? Yeah. It was a show called Live from Gotham at this place called Gotham Comedy Club, right? So you perform at the club, and then they will show your set on TV, right? But the station was cable. It was like, it was a little small credit, but everyone was jockeying for position to get on this show, right? So, certain clubs, they won't even allow you to perform in New York unless you've been on TV before. So everybody wanted this. Everybody, right? Yeah. Myself not excluded, right? Myself included. So I met the producers. I met the owner. I met all these people. I sent in footage. I did all the things, right? And everyone loved me except for the owner of the comedy club. So the owner of the comedy club said, nah, well, we'll wait. We'll get you on one day.
Why you think he didn't like you at first?
I can't in good conscience say he didn't like me, but let's put it this way. I got the thumbs up. I got the approval from everyone else to be on the show except this one guy. He was the one that wasn't very quick to say, okay, let's put him on the show. So he would always say, well, we'll get you on one day. We'll get you on. But I'm seeing other guys getting on. Everybody's getting on. So I started to feel a certain type of way about this, man. I'm Ken Boyd, man. I'm hilarious, right? This is what goes on in your mind. There's no humble way. There's no humble thoughts when it comes to shit like this. Motherfucker, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm Ken Boyd. This is the thoughts that you have, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you really start judging people, man. You looking at everybody else performing. I'm funnier than that, motherfucker. You got him on.
You start feeling a certain way and shit. Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? It's human nature, man. It's not just me. It's like everyone does it. Like you go pick, even when you go out to the club or something, it's a gorgeous woman, you and your boys, and you step up, right? Hey, baby, how you doing? She's like, nah, I want him. You want this nigga over me? Bitch, my dick is this big. Like all this shit.
You know what you're missing out on.
You know what I'm saying? Bitch, I'm rich. I got money. You understand? So all this shit goes on your mind, man. So I'm looking at all these guys they allowing on the show. Like, you picked this nigga? So fast forward, I don't get on the show, right? I get a call from the Houston OG. His name is Al Freeman. Mm-hmm. Al D. Freeman. Hilarious comedian. Been in the game for decades, right?
Yeah.
He calls me, man. He says, hey, Kevin Hart is coming out with a show with Comedy Central, and he's going to these, obscure places to look for talent. Houston is one of the places that he's coming to for his new show. It's called Heart of the City. They reached out to me and asked me, who do I think would be good for the show? But here's the catch. Check this out. You listening?
Yeah. They
want people who's never been on television before.
Damn.
Right? So he says, I'm going to have a guy from Comedy Central call you. Right? Mm-hmm. So once he calls you, just, let him know that, you're one of my picks, Al D. Freeman, yada, yada, let him know, yada, yada. So a couple days go by. The guy calls. He said, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah from Comedy Central, man. Can I speak to Ken Boyd? Yeah, speaking. Al Freeman gave us your contact information. And Kevin Hart is producing a show with Comedy Central. And we just want to know if you would be a good candidate. And I was like, okay, we just want to speak to you. What you want to know? He said, yeah, have you ever been on television before? No, I haven't. Okay, that's all we want to only thing we want to know. We'll be sending you the paperwork to confirm everything to sign. You have a nice day, and we'll be in touch.
That's it?
But watch this. Had I got the bullshit show, right, that was on cable TV, a network that doesn't even exist anymore, and they say, hey, have you ever been on TV? And I say, yeah, I was on Gotham Comedy. Okay, you have a nice day. We can't use you.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
So things worked out better if
exactly.
you did go to the BST network.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the long story.
Yeah.
So these things we think we want, right? We think we want. We like, man, if I could just get this, that's a TV credit I'm on. So now let me ask you, and everybody else listening, everybody watching on my live. You're a comedian, or you're an actor, or whatever. Your television debut, you got choice 1, choice 2. Your TV debut, do you want it to be on this rinky-dink cable network station that some people might see, a lot of people are not going to see? Or do you want it to be on Comedy Central with the biggest motherfucking comedian who's ever existed? Which one you want?
Choice number 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how it came about.
So it just shows that you just can't take everything that's presented to you. You know
not only can't take everything that's not presented to you, but also humble yourself and believe in the process, believe in, this, I don't know, this might sound kind of corny to some people. Destiny is a word I'm going to throw out,
Right.
What's for me is for me, and what it ain't, it ain't. Same thing with women, man. I think I'm a fairly attractive guy with with a nice amount of talent, intelligence, with some cash. Bitches tell me no all day long, all day long. And in my mind, I'm like, it's the same way, same mind. Like, bitch, do you know who I am? Yeah. But, some are going to choose you, some or not. Same thing with, professionally or any type of entrepreneurship. Some opportunities are going to come your way. Some are just flat out not. Yeah. So you have to believe in your purpose enough to know, like, okay, well, it would have been nice to have that, but whatever, something else will come along my way, acting, whatever, man. And that's been my experience for pretty much the entirety of my career.
So how you feel about a lot of people now on Netflix is getting like a lot of like specials? Even like not even the biggest names, like it's just some people that's just getting like some specials on Amazon or on Netflix. Have you ever thought about trying to get one of those in the near future?
The crazy part is, I have a special on Amazon.
What?
Yeah.
I don't got Amazon.
Oh, you know what? I just realized that this is better, right? This is better.
Oh, I can tell right now.
Yeah, because my face was in the comments. So both our faces was blocked by the comment. Brother, can you nigga rig that? Okay, bet. That's cool. So y'all can see us now. You better give credits in Jesus. Pink Fox. Hey man, shut up. This is my interview. People always wonder, what about Jesus? Man, come on, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But so you got a special on Amazon? How long has it been on?
I got a special on Amazon Prime. Ain't that crazy?
How long?
A lot of shit has transpired since we talked last.
Yes, I didn't know about that.
I got a special on Amazon Prime. It's called The Experience. It's called, if you look up Ken Boyd, The Experience, you'll see my sexy ass face come up. Oh my God. But it's funny. Here's another thing that's just, it's almost serendipitous, man, because the special, I shot it 6-7 years ago.
No shit.
Matter of fact, it was the first time I came back to Houston to perform after moving to New York for a year. I was in New York for a year, and I came back June of 2014. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So yeah, 6 years. I guess it makes 7 years this year. And my attempt, I was going to make my second DVD. My first DVD was called Mama Raised a Fool.
Yeah.
Back when DVDs were
called DVDs.
Exactly, when they were a thing, right? So by the time I shot and made and got through post-production and all that with what was going to be my second DVD, which was called The Ken Boyd Experience, DVDs had became obsolete.
Yeah.
You understand? Streaming was the thing, downloading and all that. I was like, my nigga, if I sell DVDs, I might as well start giving out DVD players along with it. I can't sell this shit, man.
They gonna take it in.
So I told my videographer, very, very, very talented guy named Fetty. I don't know if he's on here right now. We can't talk smart comedian shit. Shut the fuck up and listen. Oh, it's my man 39. You know 39 cents?
Oh yeah.
That's my man 39 cents right there, man.
Okay, that's what's up.
We doing a show this month on the 21st, him and I. Oh, it's gonna be good, man. I'm hosting 21st this month. It's a place on Fondren called Libations. It's me, a guy named Shabazz, Playtime, and he's gonna headline.
And me until 39 cents. We need to do a freestyle on one of these Houston beats, dog.
Oh man, I don't think you're ready for 39, man. 39 will shut everybody down. Man.
Come on, man.
He freestyles
Monday.
better.
Can you please tell him my freestyle?
You think you fucking with 39 cent on freestyle?
Monday, can you please tell him? No, it's not about verses. It's about, collabing on the shit. Cause I seen his style of freestyling. I'm like, man, I could do the same shit.
All I'm saying is, my
together.
man 39 Cent will crush you. Will crush you. This is my nephew, Span. What's up? Yeah, man, it's my guy right there, man. But in any event.
So 21st?
So the 21st of this month, him, me, and a comedian named Shabazz Playtime is his stage name. Oh, it's going to be good, man. We're going to get up there and have some fun.
Man, let me know. I'll be there.
But to finish my point, we shoot it, and I tell my videographer, a guy named Fetty, I don't know if you know him or not. Mm-mm. So Fetty, very, 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 very good, very talented videographer. He's like, yo, what you want to do with this footage? And I was like, well, ain't shit I can do with it, man. I mean, because I didn't want to stream it. I didn't have a platform for that at the time. Because I was going to stream it, I wanted to do a big platform, man, like a Netflix or Amazon Prime, right? But none of that was available to me at the time. So I told him, I said, hey, man, we might have to just go and scrap it. He said, you want to scrap the whole thing? And another reason I wanted to scrap it, I had evolved so much as a performer. I was like, this performance really doesn't quite represent me the way I wanted to. So I was ready to scrap the whole thing. So years go by, and just recently, early 2020, dare I say, approaching a year ago, flirting with the greater part of a year, he reaches out and says, hey, you want the shit we shot back in the day, you want it on Amazon Prime? And me, with zero confidence in this nigga whatsoever, I say, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Put it on Amazon Prime. Whatever, right? Maybe a week or two go by, he texts me, yo, man, all right, I got it on now. You live on Amazon Prime right now. Here go the link. I say, this motherfucker did it.
Yeah.
This nigga got my shit on Amazon Prime. I say, yo, I didn't want to watch it for the longest. I didn't want to promote it. Because once again, I shot it 6 years prior.
Yeah, so a lot of things has happened.
So a lot of things like, man, my style is different, my approach is different, my presentation is different. I'm a lot sharper now. I see all the mistakes I made back then. So I finally sat down and watched it. And for the first half, I was like, yo, this shit sucks. This is just not good. It's like, man, it's like it's like I couldn't get out the blocks. I didn't start off strong the way I wanted to, man. But then something beautiful happened, man. The second part of the special, I really started getting into the material and making my points I wanted to make. And I'm making good comedy is, it's funny, but it's controversial. It doesn't have to be, but if you're making certain points,
right?
If you're presenting unpopular opinions, right? And you present them in a certain way to where even if you disagree with what I'm saying, you can respect my point of view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Might not agree or disagree, but you're going to respect it.
Exactly, right? So a lot of things I'm saying, man, a lot of the opinions were very unpopular. And I'm sitting there like, oh, shit, I can't believe I said that. Like, a lot of shit I forgot to say.
What you said that was like, made you do that?
One thing I said was, I won't say the joke, but I'll say the exact line. Now listen, I'm in my apartment by myself in New York City. And I finally said, man, let me watch this thing. And like I said, for the first half, I'm like, yo, this is just not good. I can't believe this shit is on Amazon Prime. People gonna look at this and think I'm a fucking joke, man. Like I said, but then the second part, I'm like, okay, that's a good point. Man, that's damn. Because remember, I'm forgetting a lot of shit that I did 6 years ago.
Right, that's a long time ago.
So I'm looking, and I said this one line that literally made me say, God damn! I made a point about women.
Uh-oh.
Right? You know about Kevin Samuels? You know about Kevin Samuels? Okay. If you know about Kevin Samuels out there, Kevin Samuels makes...
Oh, Kevin Samuels. Yeah, my homie put me on.
Come on, man.
Kevin Samuels.
Boy.
Lace me up.
Look here.
Lace me up.
It's a relationship.
Nigga. Kevin Samuels talk about unpopular opinions, right?
Yeah.
It was very Kevin Samuel-esque, the shit I was saying 6 years ago.
So he was saying things about women that was unpopular. Okay.
And I'll tell you the exact line. And I said, well, a lot of women, man, want to be courted, and a lot of women want to be taken out, on these very, very nice, as they should, they're women, right? And a lot of women want you to climb walls and jump through hoops, just to get with them and things of that nature. And I said the hard truth is, a lot of you women are just not worth the effort. This is how I correlated. I correlated by saying, I gave an example about crawfish, right? And anyone who knows me, I don't eat crawfish. It's not that I don't like the taste, but it's just too much work.
Yeah, to
peel
I was
back
like that a long
and get
time.
to the.
For a long
it's like
time
the
I was
meat
like that.
is this much. A lot of people go crazy over it, man. But it's like now, if it was a lobster,
That's different.
I'll put in the work because I know the reward is.
I totally
worth
see
it.
where you're coming from.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll crack the shell and I pull out the hammer because I know that meat is gonna be nice and thick and juicy, man. Pause. And it's gonna be
Big pause. Good Lord.
delicious.
What the hell we was going through in this one?
Hey man, I'm talking about lobster. I don't know what y'all thinking about, but
Somebody just came in that bitch and it was like big dick meat. Like, whoa, what?
I ain't say nothing about no dick, but we see where your mind at. I ain't say nothing about
I
no dick.
didn't say dick.
I ain't say
said
nothing
dick.
about no dick, but we
Dick.
smell what the rock is cooking.
All right.
So if it's that, then I don't mind. So I correlated. A lot of you women are crawfish. You understand? You know how rare a lobster. That's why lobsters cost so much.
Yeah.
And crawfish, you can buy it by the pound. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not as valuable.
What
So-
you're saying is true.
Yes, it's true, but it's still it doesn't matter how true it is. It's very unpopular. So I brought it 360 by saying a lot of you women are just not worth the effort. You think you're a lobster, but you're not. You're a crawfish. You understand? So I'm watching me say this shit. I'm like, boy, you have some balls on you. Not to say I wouldn't say it now, but the second half of the special made up for the first half. So now I can, with confidence, tell people like, yeah, I got a special on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Prime, man. And so it's been live for maybe the greater part of the year. Let's say 7-8 months or something like that. Not a year yet, but we're approaching.
But there's two things I want to say because one, it's like I think we all do it. It's like we look back at our old self. Mm-hmm. I know I do it for my podcast. When I look back at 2017, people be like, "Oh my God, I love the interview you did with X, Y, and Z, Megan, or Flip, or X, Y." I'm saying, ugh, I did that. I said that. I sounded like that. Like we look back at our old self. I think we all do it.
I say
You know what I'm
say yuck at the interviews you did recently.
And that's my second point because we have an unpopular opinion.
I'm totally joking.
That's how I'm laughing. I already know you are. That's how I know you are.
You interviewed Megan Thee Stallion?
3 years ago, 2017.
4 years ago now.
Right. It was before,
Right before the pop, huh?
Right before the pop.
Really?
Shit, I was the first one in Houston.
She don't fuck with you no more?
No, we still follow each other on Instagram.
I mean, but
I had to know what it was. I had her mom's number. God rest her soul. I had
her mom
mom's
passed
number.
away.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Passed away 2019.
Yeah, I never
Cancer.
knew that.
Yeah. So it's like when I had her on, I knew about it before people did. I knew about it like 2015. Because at first we just followed each other on Instagram. Well, I follow her on Instagram. I'm like, damn, this mother, she bad as hell. I have a crush on this. I'm not even doing a podcast. I'm just at TSU, doing school.
This nigga, you heard it here first. This nigga invented a podcast just so he can get Megan Thee Stallion in the room. The lengths that niggas would go to for possible vagina.
Nah, man. So,
I gotta be successful. So
but the thing was, she went in the first episode. She was like number 3, 4. She was in there.
Could you still get her for an interview now? Probably not, right?
It will be because she's not gonna check her DMs. Mm-hmm. So it would be if her mom was still alive right now.
It would be a
go. But
she was tough even back then.
nah, all I did was
No. Physically, she was tough.
Nah,
She wasn't.
she's actually like very attractive in person.
Nah, I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Tough, nah.
Physically, did she look as good then?
Oh hell
as she does
yeah,
now?
yeah.
What's wrong with this nigga?
Oh man, I know what you're talking about.
Said no.
No, she's
Megan's
like
a lobster. Somebody said Megan's a lobster. Now I don't know her personally to make that assessment. Physically, she's very attractive, but I don't,
What is the thing about Megan? I knew she was gonna be in this position years ago. Mm-hmm. Because she just had everything. I even told her on the show, I said, man, this before Big Old Freak and everything. I told her on podcast, I said, look, you have the looks, you have the voice, you have the swag, you have everything, you have the following. Mm-hmm. All you missing is one hit. Mm-hmm. Right after I said that, few months later, a year later, Big Old Freak comes out. Bam. Since Big Old Freak came out,
hit after hit after hit.
Cause that's all she was missing was a home run. Mm-hmm. She was getting the base hits. She was, she wasn't striking out.
I would have pulled my dick out if I was you in the room with Megan Thee Stallion.
Her mom was right there.
Mama and all, nigga. Now look here, nigga. This is for your daughter, but if you interested, That's wrong. I shouldn't have said that about this. It's Megan Thee Stallion, man.
Come on, man. Some Me Too going on and shit. Gonna pull your dick out in the goddamn podcast. Can't do that.
Now, what's worse? What's worse? Me actually pulling my dick out in front of someone, or me joking about pulling my dick out on a podcast?
Both.
They say both. You niggas is pussies these days, man. You niggas disgust me, man. A nigga can't make a joke.
You know what's funny? A lot of. I was gonna talk. I think we talked about it last time. How the sensitivity level of stand-up comedy is like people take everything serious. Like, for example, I was at a door and I watched you perform. Mm-hmm. My first time I see you perform live, so I said, you know, I'm gonna come up.
That was your first time watching me?
In live, yeah. Before that, you was in Brooklyn. You was in New York.
Yeah. Okay, so you never came to my improv shows.
I seen it on YouTube.
Okay, right.
So I'm like, man, I know this shit gonna be funny as hell. And I told the girls, I said, man, this shit gonna be funny. Watch this.
Yeah, what's her name?
This nigga ain't shit. I said to throw at this nigga, man.
Oh, man.
I ain't doing it.
Oh, you was with who?
This nigga ain't shit. If I had something to throw, I promise, man.
Hey, man. Niggas would not say them names, boy. Hey, what's that chick you was with? Man, come on. Anyways, next question. Yeah, you was funny, man. You was funny at the show.
No, but that shit was hilarious because the dude you was getting on, like, I guess it's kind of easy to pick on, like, homosexual people, I guess, because it's like an easy target. But two of them was cool, but the one got mad. Yeah. And it was funny because I seen one of the dudes walk through. He came through the door, and I said, "Oh shit, dog, he's finna roast this dude, cul-de-sac hairline and shit." I said, "Damn, he's finna roast him." I just knew it. So I ain't know if he was gonna see it, but I was like, "Man, he gonna probably roast this dude, man."
Well, me, when I'm on stage, I like it well lit. A lot of people, a lot of performers want it dark because they don't want to see the people. It does something to them psychologically. But I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. I want to see. I like to fuck with the lights on. I like to see what I'm doing. Yeah. I want to see the back row. I want to see the side. I want to see everybody. I want to see somebody going up to the bathroom. I want to see the faces people make. You know that does.
The front row's an easy target too.
Well, here's the thing, man. I never really target anyone. You know, even with the the guys that I end up addressing that particular night, jokes were made. You know, but it was nothing malicious. I didn't target them. You know, even afterwards, it was like, hey, man, you know, fellas, I thank y'all for letting me, you know, play around. Thanks for being great sports, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know, which I do when I feel like I've made anyone the butt of more than just a few jokes. If I go to them more than just a few times, then I make sure I, you know, speak to them afterwards. But in any event, you know, it's more like it's more so of the art form of addressing the elephant in the room. Yep. You know, I don't go in saying, damn, I hope it's 3 gay guys in the crowd so I can use these jokes I just wrote. But, you know, you get up there, you look at a table, and bam, there it is, 3 gay guys, and one of them has a horseshoe hairline, a cul-de-sac that's a fro. It's not even short. It's like it's a baby fro, like Uncle Phil.
It was bad.
Nigga, how can I not address the motherfucker?
It was bad, bro. I was like, he's gonna roast him.
How can I not?
All I told him, I said, man, don't roast me. Don't do that, man. You know, we cool.
But he had the perfect shield because he was sitting right behind the table of gay guys. So my eyes won't even get to you because it's stopping at this nigga with the cul-de-sac. Yeah. So, you know, that's all it is, man. And
you freestyled it that night. Like, it wouldn't even, I told the girls what I said, man, look, he didn't write that shit. Like, he freestyled it the whole time. Fuck you, man. Shit.
Yeah, man.
So you freestyled it the whole time, and I knew it. Like, I watch enough stand-up comedy to understand, like, all right, I don't do stand-up comedy. I'm not in the business, but I watch enough to know, like, all right,
and you're not
this person is freestyling, this person has written jokes.
Yeah. You know well, it's all about reading the room. Mm-hmm. And I've been to Adore enough, that particular place, enough to know that material doesn't go over as well as the in the moment assessments. Yeah. Like the improv. The improv is better received than the setup joke punchline. Now, if we were in a established comedy club, an improv, or something that was more conducive, people paid their money. You got to realize it's a free show. People just walk in. But somewhere where people paid their money to go in and watch a show, they're more inclined to sit and listen and watch and be quiet. They want the show. They want to hear what you think about ABC, XYZ. They want to hear your material. Now, don't get me wrong. Improv is always good once it's done right, but it's better received in that particular setting. Versus,
because they know what they're going through.
Exactly.
Like
versus
the place you was at, I was there watching you. It's not a comedy place.
No, it's not.
It just so happened to have comedy night.
Exactly.
So some people just went like, I'm going to this place tonight just to get a few drinks and food.
Exactly.
Not knowing there's a comedy night.
That was more. It's a lounge, and you'll see that more often than not with places that don't have a very strong industry there, like Houston. Anywhere that's not LA or New York, it's a good chance you're going to be performing in a lounge.
What about Detroit? I heard Detroit's like a good.
Is it a good what?
Comedy spot? Like it's not a good comedy city?
I'm sure they have comedy clubs.
Okay, gotcha. That's fine. Okay.
Even New York, they have comedy clubs, but even still, it's like if you can't strike a deal with the comedy club owners, then you'll be like, okay, we performing at this vegan restaurant over here. So that happens everywhere, but it's more often. It's more common.
It's not like, if you make it in Houston, you can make it anywhere. It's not like that.
Exactly. So for that particular place, it was a little less organized, and that's not a knock to the place, but in comparison to an improv or an A-list comedy club where they have, national headliners there, it's not going to be that same sense of organization or conduciveness for a stand-up comedy show. Yeah. So I knew that going in. I know they're going to receive, my improv better than hey, I noticed this the other day, and this is what I think about this. This is here's my stream of consciousness on this topic, that topic, and this topic. Right. I know they want I believe someone even yelled it out. A young lady that I know, that I've been knowing for years, she yelled, "Don't come with that commercial shit. We want that hood shit." So, nigga, what I'm gonna do? Yeah. And I see 3 gay guys said, "Oh, you can, nigga, hell yeah." So that's 15 minutes right there.
Kings of Comedy. We obviously seen who that was. It was DL, Bernie Mac, Cedric Entertainer, and Steve Harvey.
Right.
Versus Tracy Morgan, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. And I made a poll on my Instagram a couple weeks ago. I said, all right, if you had to choose who's the better, what's the better group of comedians out of those? Kings of Comedy versus Chappelle, Rock, Murphy, Morgan. My audience, it was like 69% Kings of Comedy, 31% the bottom half.
Right.
My first reaction was, these niggas don't really understand comedy. Because this what I said. I'm not knocking.
It's not even about understanding. It's so preference. It's subjective.
So and I said that, and I talked to a few people that voted for Kings of Comedy, because my era, we grew up as kids watching Kings of Comedy.
Right.
So that's all we knew. When I talked to somebody said, man, Bernie Mac, man, he's the GOAT, man. He's better than all the folk down there. I said, okay, so why you think Bernie Mac's better than Murphy, Rock, and Chappelle? I didn't even say Morgan. I like Chase Morgan, but those 3 alone, and I'm going to get to that. So he was like, man, Bernie Mac been in all the classic movies. He been doing this, X, Y, and Z. I said, what movies he been in? He said, man, my favorite one is Life and Coming to America.
He got a
and I said, who was the stars in both of those movies? Eddie Murphy in Life, and in Coming to America. So he was the role player in those movies. And I'm saying Bernie Mac is funny, but we talking about pure stand-up comedy. I love Ced. I like Ced, and he's one of my favorites ever. Steve is cool. Bernie, I could say he's very good, great. DL to me is really not that funny. But dog, outside of Morgan, you take Chappelle, Murphy, and Chris Rock. Those are arguably in a lot of people's eyes 3 of the top 8 to top 10 comedians stand-up of all time. Especially Eddie Murphy. Murphy and Chappelle is 2 of the top 3 in a lot of people's eyes. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle. Those are the 3 guys people look at. Now, I get Kings of Comedy. I get what people saying because we grew up in that. You know what I'm saying? That was My era, I was a kid when that happened, when it came out and all these other things. But as far as just who's the better set, forget Tracy. You can replace Tracy Morgan with Kevin Hart. If that was Kevin Hart, then to me, Kevin Hart right now, like his stand-ups lately, but if we're talking about like a pure business standpoint, I get it. His early shit was good. But those three alone, Rock, Chappelle, and Murphy, there's no way in hell that Kings of Comedy is over those three.
Well,
To that, what you say?
Well, once again, it's all about the setting. If you put all of those comics at an improv or a theater or an arena or what have you, in that type of setting, I would submit that the Chappelle Murphy crew would supersede, will have better sets than.
And these are all these guys in their prime, in their heyday.
In their prime. But that room like we were at a door.
That's Kings of Comedy all day.
They killing them. They killing them. Now.
I don't know though, Ken.
I do know.
Chris Rock and Murphy?
Could they do as well as that other crew?
Tracy Morgan, you know, he's like that he's a D.L. Hughley. He comes on first, he do their thing. You know what I mean? It would just be like verses. D.L. Hughley goes first for that group, and then
What's up, Tiff?
And then Tracy Morgan comes on. So they will be like, all right, who's better? D.L. Hughley or Tracy Morgan? Who you lean on? The second group come on. All right, you got Seth the Entertainer versus. I don't know who goes second.
Do you think Dave Chappelle could do well at a door?
You know, this what I think Chappelle would do.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yes. I'm gonna tell you why.
You think Eddie Murphy could do well at a door?
Fuck yeah.
Do you think everybody else could do well at a door? Because I don't.
Tracy Morgan?
You said everybody else.
Like,
not only do well, do you think they could do better than the other crew?
Kings of Comedy. Chris Rock will be.
Do you think Chris Rock could do well at a door?
He needs a setting.
I'm going to say no.
He needs a setting.
So, hey, look.
But let's just take big stage though, Ken. Let's take big stage, big moment. Hey, one place. Name New York. New York setting, big stage, best comedy club out there. I got Kings of Comedy versus Rock, Chappelle, Murphy, and Morgan. Who's winning that? In a comedy club setting, the best one in New York or wherever it's at, who's winning that? I'm saying the bottom. I'm saying Chappelle, Murphy, Rock. They don't need Tracy Morgan to come on. Those three alone will beat those four. And as much as I love the Kings of Comedy, those three is three of the top 8 to top 10 of all time. I'm just like, come on, man.
Well,
that can't happen.
Here's the thing. What are we judging this on? Because I will say this: the Kings of Comedy crew will get higher decibels. That is a fact. They will get louder, harder laughs.
Well, let's judge it like this.
But the other crew will be a little more
intellect,
cerebral. Mm-hmm. So they're operating here, and the laughs might not come stronger and harder. But that's the kind of shit like, oh man,
it's not about just all right. That's your style. That's a certain style, but it's not all about that. So if we're just going pure, I'm going off of stand-up comedy. Who had the better stand-ups, the classics? Who's just better on stage? Eddie Murphy had Ron Delirious. That shit to this day, I seen that shit on YouTube. That shit's hilarious. For what it's worth from Dave Chappelle, I just watched that shit.
Man, Eddie Murphy. Okay, look.
Uh-oh. You finna say some shit, ain't you?
Look. Here's the thing, man. Eddie Murphy is not in my top 5.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. You sound like these millennials out here.
He's not.
How?
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. I give my top 5 in no particular order, right? There are some in both of those. I got dudes in both of those groups.
Okay.
In no particular order, I'll do Dead first. Richard Pryor.
Dave Chappelle first.
You said dead.
I'll do Dead first.
Dead.
The people I'm gonna name first are passed away.
Oh, okay, got you.
What's wrong with this nigga, man?
I didn't say Dave. My bad. I'm sorry.
Richard Pryor. Patrice O'Neal.
He's funny. He's cool to me.
Cool ain't the word. Richard Pryor, Patrice O'Neal, Bernie Mac. Then I'll do Alive. Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle. Eddie Murphy has 2 stand-up specials. Are they good? Yes, they are.
Classics, not just good, Ken. Come on now. Great classics all time.
I do you remember? They're very good.
They was in a what? How was he like 20 what? 23? 24?
When he did Delirious, he was 22. When he did Raw, he was 27 years old.
Come on, Ken, you got okay. I know I'm gonna let you finish. But how hard is that?
It's hard.
As fuck to do that at that age.
But here's the thing. They have not aged well. When I was younger, when I was 10, 15, 20 years younger and less mature, yes, I thought Eddie Murphy, when you watch the shit he says, is it genius level material? Dave Chappelle presents genius level material. Chris Rock, special after special, genius level material. Patrice O'Neal, the same. Genius. Like, God, how the fuck do you come up with that? Richard Pryor, don't get me started, man.
Oh, you already know.
And the reason I have Bernie Mac in there is because of this. The same thing you just said, right? Think about what you just said. You set up my point. You don't even realize it. You just said, I heard people say, some people will say, Eddie Murphy ain't funny. Some people will say, I don't like Eddie Murphy. Some people say, I don't like Dave Chappelle. Some people say, I don't like Chris Rock. The 2 people that you will never, ever, ever hear people say, I don't think he's funny, is Richard Pryor and Bernie Mac. No one ever says, Bernie Mac, you just don't do it for me. 100% of people.
I got some people I know that say Bernie Mac is the GOAT.
You know, the GOAT is
Richard Pryor.
Is, subjective. You know, that goes from person to person.
For me, it's Dave Chappelle, but
yeah. But that level of consistency and that level of fun and that ability to command such a reaction from the crowd and demand such decibels and hard laughs, he was regarded as the nigga you do not want to go behind.
So why do you think people still resonate and still love Richard Pryor to this day?
Because funny is funny, man, and his shit ages well. His shit has aged. His shit is timeless. Eddie Murphy shit ain't timeless. Here's the crazy part, and it sounds sacrilegious. Is it funny? Is it still funny? Yes, it is. But is you fucking with, even though that the Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are children of Eddie Murphy, so it sounds crazy, but it's still true. His stuff was more on the juvenile side. If he's talking about, is it still funny? Yes, it's funny, but he's talking about the Goonie Goo Goo and dropping the ice cream, and you go to Raw, he's talking about Eddie Murphy, you the fuck you man, right? Suck my dick and umbufu. Half, I want half. It's funny. It's undeniably funny, but is it that level the way it's just like, yo, this is genius. This is the greatest shit. It's damn good. It's damn good. Is it great?
Yes. Well, I got 2 things. I got a question. I got a statement. So, is it because when he did Ron Delirious, he was so young, he wasn't like how Bernie Mac and the Kings of Comedy was when they did Kings of Comedy in Charlotte at that time. Is it because of that? Because he was so young and he was on a big stage? Because I don't think Richard Pryor, when he did Sunset Strip, I don't know how old he was, but I don't think he was that young when he did that.
Yeah, he wasn't young at all.
You know what I'm saying? So, for him to be that young doing Ron Delirious and it's a classic, do you think the age played a part for him being so young? And number 2, why do you think there's still a demand for Eddie Murphy to do a stand-up. Because there was, before COVID, people was like, man, Eddie Murphy's going to do a stand-up on Netflix in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's still Eddie fucking Murphy, the first comedian rock star who still holds box office records. And, maybe not attendance records so much. Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart broke all of those. But box office records, he still holds. He's literally the first. Man, it's like if someone say, hey, man, Elvis is resurrected. He's performing at the Toyota Center. Who's not coming?
Yeah.
It's fuck Elvis? Nigga. I'm not a fan, but I will be there.
Yeah.
I got to see this shit. So the name, yeah, it's he, and then let's not discount the movies, the classic iconic movies he's presented to us. So yes, man, there's still going to be a demand. And is he still funny? He's still funny. Excuse me, he's still funny at 60 years old.
He's 60?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Shit.
Eddie Murphy's around 60.
You said 22, 27. That was in the 80s. So
let's look it up.
Wow.
Eddie Murphy.
That shit is crazy as hell.
He is.
Side note, while he looking that up, I just found out why KD was out. Excuse me. Trying to figure that out.
Excuse me, 59. He's 59.
59. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get back to that, but I just found out KD was out because he tested negative 3 times for COVID. But they said he said he was around close contact with somebody that got COVID today. That's why he ain't finished.
How did they figure that out?
I don't fucking know.
Boy, they got some.
Must have been somebody part of the organization or something.
They got some apps for your ass these days, huh?
Man,
yeah, but anyway.
like that.
Yeah, I finish what you were saying though. I don't want to. He's 59 now, but it's like I said, still a demand. Like people still want to see.
Yes. Is he still the man? Yes. All I'm saying is he's the man. For multiple reasons. He's the man because he did what he did so young on the comedy scene. He's delivered so many classic, iconic movies and characters. He's still holds box office records, man. And he was just, there's nothing he couldn't do. Professionally, as far as Hollywood go, getting a movie made at the drop of a hat, he can get it done. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, the 2 specials that he has, Delirious and Raw, are they still good? Yes, but in my humble opinion, my word ain't the gospel, but for my money, it is just not genius level, to be added in my top 5 for stand-up comedians.
So, man, he was Kevin Hart before Kevin Hart.
Yeah, man, what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, because Kevin Hart.
To
me, Kevin Hart. Right now, his stand-ups is horrible.
Yes,
it is god awful. I'm sorry.
Yes,
it is horrible.
Yes,
but when I watch him on Coldest Balls, or I watch him on like First Take or whatever, naturally he's funny as hell.
I mean, that's more often than not. A lot of times there is a trade-off between humor and success because there is a certain point I've noticed, or maybe I don't know what it is, but I'm not saying that success or a certain amount of success is causation. I'm just pointing out the correlation. There is a certain level that a lot of comedians get to professionally and up that ladder to where the art form does suffer when it comes to stand-up comedy. So if we were talking about Dave Chappelle turned down $50 million. Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio on a farm.
Right now?
He is, yes. Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio. Well, he's been living in Austin for the last, few months because he's been doing shows out there. But his home where his wife and kids are.
Have you ever met Chappelle before?
Yes, I have.
How's he as a person?
He's the greatest nigga ever.
Yeah.
He's so down to earth.
Next time you meet these people, let me know so I could be in the same room.
I'll let you know. Okay, so I'm in New York. I'm going to call you. Hey, Akil, I'm here with Dave Chappelle. You coming? Fuck out of here.
Hey, man, I want to meet these motherfuckers, man. I'm like, God damn, that'd be cool.
I've had the pleasure of meeting them. Chris Rock, I met him. Kevin Hart, of course.
How short is he really?
He's tiny, man. He's
really?
tiny. He's tiny vagina, man. He buys his clothes from Build-A-Bear. He got a bunch of butt-naked bears in his house. He buy them and take the clothes off like, man, they ain't ready for this. It costs nothing to make this nigga's clothes.
No, come on, man. He that small, dog?
This nigga is little.
Is he like 5'1"?
He's 5'2", actually.
No shit. He's really 5'2".
He's 5'2".
God damn.
He's not tall. He's very not tall.
So when you saw him, you was like, what in the fuck? He's really this short?
I remember the first time I saw him, I was at the Houston Improv. He was getting ready for one of his big specials. And I had my regular seat over there on the side, to the side at the Improv. And I'm sitting, and I was just so happened to be sitting, because it was not my space, but it's the area I sit in. But his boys came, the Plastic Cup guys, when they got done, they came in the same area. I think his lady at the time was sitting there too. And, he comes like, y'all give it up for Kevin Hart. He walks out, and I'm looking at the nigga like, what? Oh, this nigga looks like a fucking child, man. Like
when he got the chair, ain't like he really got up the chair. He like he
man,
just took his chair and
this nigga, man, like legitimately, it's elementary children taller than this nigga.
God, my son probably taller than Kevin Hart. My son's 6. Tall.
He's not tall, but whatever,
The difference between companionship and relationship. So, I told people plenty of times. I said, look, you think you want a relationship, but really, really, what you want is a companionship. Now, when people hear this, you talking about friends with benefits? You talking about situationships? 3 different definitions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Situationships is like, okay, I like this person. We messing around. Mostly, majority of women do that, like that. What are we? Type of deal. You put yourself in a situation because you don't know what y'all are. Friends with benefits is like, hey, fucking around, we cool, but we know what time it is when we get to the room.
Bumping the uglies.
You get what I'm saying?
Pelvic bumping.
But companionship, a lot of us been in those situations, but just don't even know it. You're cool with a woman, like her, she's cool. Y'all have sex from time to time, but y'all can spend time together. But there's some things in her, some qualities of anything, or for women that's listening, some things you don't like in a man that you're like, hey, I like this person, but I can't see myself in a relationship with them long term. Companionship more of a short term thing. Relationship is a whole nother ball game as opposed to companionship. Comes with long term investment. You want to see yourself marrying that person, family, kids, whatever, long term shit. Be ready for the debates, the arguments, because you like that person enough. If y'all do get into a debate, which y'all will, you're willing to fight through the shit and work things out. With companionship, you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't like you that much. We cool. We can still hang out. We can spend time together. But we're not going to be in a relationship because there's certain things I don't like that you do or how you do things.
You've dedicated a lot of thought to this, I see.
Because I talked about this shit for years, bro. Years, and I finally wanted to talk about it. I said I had enough. So I had a conversation with somebody this week about it. So I said, you know what? I want to talk about this shit on my podcast. This is like my therapy. I could come on the podcast.
So when's the book coming out?
Well, actually, I do want to write a book. Like 5-10 years from now. I ain't gonna do it right now.
It's gonna be called
1,000 Reasons Why I'm Single.
Oh wow.
That'd be the name of the book. And I give you different. Reason number 968.
My mom never hugged me when I was a boy, so fuck everybody. Nigga be pouring his heart out in that book. My grandma raised me.
Fuck you, man. But look,
my grandma used to call me a faggot when I was growing up. Like, damn, grandma.
But that's how I look at it, though. I look at it as like, okay, there's a big difference and people don't realize it. Because friends with benefits term and the situationship term, that's a millennial shit. That's my generation shit. We came with those goddamn words.
Okay.
What the fuck is a situationship? You know what I mean? You want to break it down and be technical, those are 3 different things. So, I want to get your thoughts on that shit. Between the companionship and relationship. And, you know what I mean?
Between I would agree. I would agree that a lot of people would think they want a relationship and just want companionship. I would also submit that the opposite is true. I would also submit that a lot of people don't know what they want. You know, right. When it comes to themselves or in a potential mate. I'll also submit that a lot of people are delusional in what they deserve and what they think they should have. I think a number of people have already fucked up a lot of favorable situations for themselves. Mm-hmm. Put it like this. Going back to Kevin Samuels, right? Which is my pastor at this point, right? So a lot of times, he'll go live on YouTube and a lot of women will call in and he'll use this term that's gotten very popular called a high value man. In his opinion, a high value man is a man that makes, a certain amount of money, about, $120,000 a year, roughly $10,000 a month, has been making that amount of money for 3 to 5 years, has a network. He's professionally certified. Like, you can look him up on LinkedIn. You can see what he does. He's very visible in his career. He has a network of other high value men, and he's very useful to that network. Like, there's nothing he can't have access to through his network and vice versa. Like, his network uses him just as much as he uses them, right? Mm. So a lot of women will call in and say something along the lines of, well, yeah, I deserve a high value man because I got a degree and I got my own house. I bring all this to the table and yada, yada, yada. And I got, I'm a PhD. And so he'll say, well, yeah, that means nothing to a man because your money ain't for us. Right. Your money is your money. Yeah. How do you how do you look? We value your youth, your womb, your fertility, your cooperation, your beauty, these things of that nature, right? So then he'll ask him, right? This is the coldest shit up. He'll ask him. This is where it gets good. He'll ask him, scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your face? You can't use 7.
Right? Everybody use 7.
Everyone use 7.
That's the cop-out number.
It's a crutch. He said you can't use 7, either 6 or 8 or something higher or something lower. So they say, I'm an 8. He said, you're an 8, huh? Just your face, you're an 8. He said, Beyonce is an 8. Kelly Rowland is a 9. You're an 8. You on Beyonce's level? He said, okay, well, maybe a 6.
That's true.
They'll say, okay, maybe a 6. Then he'll ask him, how tall are you? Oh, I'm 5'4". Dress size. I'm about a 14. Last time you weighed yourself, how much you weigh? About 210 pounds. And you want a high value man making over $100,000 a year? He said, and then it's numbers. It's all numbers. How many men? What kind of man you want? How much money would you want your potential? You want to get married? Yeah, I want to get married. How much money would you want your potential husband to make? Oh, at the very least, $100,000, 6 figures. I need 6 figures at the very least. And he'll ask him. He'll say, well, do you know the percentage of men that make 6 figures in this country? Oh no, he'll say 10%. The top 10% of men you want at 5'4", 210 pounds. What type of women do you think these men want? Do you think they want you?
And she said what?
And this is the type of hard, bitter reality that he gives to these women, man. And they stuck on the phone. They're just like, well, and he'll act. Then he'll dig a little deeper. Well, when's the last time you been in a relationship? I was in a relationship 2 years ago. Well, what happened? He left you or you left him? I left him. What happened? I was just bored.
Cause he didn't give a fuck about her.
I was bored, and he said, no. You thought you could do better. What did he do? Well, he was a mailman. You know, you left a mailman? You left a blue collar man because you thought you could do better? He said, go to the sports store, take $45, get you some knee pads, crawl back to that man, and beg him to take you back. Babe, how old are you? I'm 36.
Oh, please.
You fucking up, man.
Please.
You got kids? Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Well, you out of luck. You know what's similar to like? It's like for a woman, and I don't want to get on women, but I'm gonna just speak from my experience. It's like a woman that wants a man. They want their man to be in shape, fit, everything, the whole nine, making money. But you on the other hand is not working out, not fit, not doing these things. You know what I'm saying? So
I know exactly what you're saying. I think there is, and forgive me because I got off topic from the original question, but and the only reason I brought that up is because, you know, when it comes to situationships and and companionship, a lot of people, there's no way I can say this, a lot of women are just flat out delusional.
Yeah.
Delusional when it comes to who they really are, you know, what they quote unquote bring to the table, and what type of companion or dude they can really get the attention of. So it all comes down to men being a lot more realistic when we view ourselves.
Right.
There is no way the average dude is walking around thinking like, nigga, my game is strong. I could get put me in a room with Rihanna. Bet I get her. The average nigga ain't thinking like that.
Yeah.
The average nigga like, man, I mean, you'd be lucky to be in a room with Rihanna and shake her hand, you know, and yeah, you go probably try to speak and say hello or something like that. But nowhere in your mind you really think this woman is about to, you know, jump in bed with you or choose you, or, you know, you gonna be her dude or no shit like that. But on the opposite side, so basically we rank ourselves a lot more realistic.
Yeah, than the women do.
And women like, I'm a 10, I'm a 2, I'm a bad, I got this, yeah, but Kevin Samuels called them 49ers. You're a 4, you got the energy of a 9.
Dang.
49er. You know? So I love him.
It's honest though. It's real shit.
I love him dearly, and I love him because he's saying a lot of the things that, once again, I said 6 years ago.
Yeah.
On my now current special. It's like,
I gotta watch it.
So there is a lot of delusion there. There's a lot. I mean, if all you have to do is, you know, look at the lives he does, listen to the women that call in, listen to their positions. Listen, it's just clear cut delusion. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in a position saying that, you know, there is 100% fault when it comes to women, when it comes to certain things that happen, when it comes to relationships, companionships, or, you know, whatever situation you're in or whatever title you want to put on it. But what I am saying is this: there is a clearer lens that men view themselves, and the lens that women view themselves through can be foggy at times, a lot of times. Right. You know, and then, you know, he presents numbers too, percentages, and he talks about a website called blackdemographics.com, which I've been on, because a lot of women will make this point: black dude, they make their money and they marry white women. Don't you know? Here's the facts. Here's the stone cold facts: 85% of black men are marrying black women. 9% of black men are marrying white women. 3% are marrying Latin or Hispanic women, and the other 3% are marrying other. Right. Divorce is 50%, 51% in America is 80% of the black community. I'm sorry, whatever the percentage is in the black community, 80% the woman is filing for divorce. So black men want to be with black women, And a lot of the time, now don't get me wrong, you know, you got cheating and you got domestic violence and stuff like that, you know, and cheating. I don't have the same heart for that narrative that I used to, you know.
What you mean by that?
Well, what I mean by that is, you know, I grew up around women. I grew up around nothing but women. So I hear, oh, he cheated on me. Yeah, leave him, girl. Leave him. But now it's like, you know, I mean, can you work it out? I mean, I don't know. Is he genuinely apologetic? Genuinely, not just lip service. Is he genuinely sorry for what he did? Is it changed behavior? If so, now if we talking about, you know, I'm catching you. There is no real. That's something different. You know, in domestic violence, yeah, for your own safety, I understand that, or you know, cool. But for the most part, black men want to be with black women, and there is 80% of black women filing for divorce against, you know, and a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times you just feel like, a lot of women feel like, I think I can do better than this.
Yeah.
I think I can do better than him. You know, but you don't realize your market value ain't the same as what it once was. Yeah. You're not a young 22, 23, 24-year-old young lady no more. You're a divorcee, whatever the proper terminology is. You got 2-3 kids. You're 10 years older. You're late 30s. You're not gonna afford. You're not the same pretty young thing anymore. So if I'm a high value man that's clocking 120, 150, whatever thousands of dollars, and I have my pick of the litter because women outnumber men ever since I was alive. However many men it is, it's another 2 million women. I have my pick of the litter. So I'm gonna pass up that young, hot 22, 23, 24-year-old thing and go to you, the divorcee that's 30, late 30s, early 40s with 2 and 3 kids. I think not.
Right. And the notion that a lot of people think that a lot of women think black men is just going towards other races. That plays, you know what I'm saying? They think that all these black dudes is going towards other races. You know, they don't like us no more.
In reality, that happens 15% of the time.
Right. And they think it's like 90% of the time.
15%. 85% of black men are marrying black women. That is a fact. Stone cold fact. So, you know, numbers, man, you know, these are the stats. These are the real percentages, you know. So all these narratives, I really do think that a lot of it is a narrative that has been come up with to maintain some type of sanity, you know, because a lot of people, it's human nature to overlook yourself as the source of the problem. And I would say it's even more prevalent in a lot of women. Because God forbid that I'm the problem. It ain't me. All these niggas ain't shit. Or ain't no good men out here. Or these niggas is gay. Niggas on down low. Or they want white women. You know, or whatever. Because it's too much like right for me to look at myself and say, man, I'm fucked up. I need some counseling. Or I had a good thing going on. Or I should never left that dude. Those thoughts, if that creeps in a woman's mind, it's immediately suppressed. Oh no. I can't allow myself to even come to that reality. You know, so I took the long way home, but when it comes to, you know, relationship, a situationship, companionship, what have you, whatever you want, whatever you think you want, you know, a lot of the delusion needs to be checked first. You know, and the reason I brought up the whole Kevin Samuel stuff like that, because society might even put a lot of women in situations like, oh man, I'm this. Oh, you might even knowing in your heart you want to be a wife, because there's a difference between, you know, a lot of women want a wedding versus a marriage. Mm-hmm. You understand?
That shit deep, yo.
You know, I want the day. I want the show. I get to put my shit on. I get to get my nails done, my hair. I get this beautiful dress on. I get to, you know how psychological that is? I get to come down. Everyone stands up when I walk in the room. They turn and look at me. I get the ring and shit like that. And it's this big hoopla. And I am the motherfucker for this day. But after that, it's a nigga you got to live with.
6 months later, they got divorced. And I know plenty of women. I knew women.
It's a nigga you got to live with for the rest of your life.
And they don't understand that.
So
a lot of them don't understand that.
You know.
And that's the thing because they want to blame us so quick, so fast. Niggas ain't shit. Well, I hate to tell you that there's a difference between niggas and men. Yes. Huge difference. And ain't even close.
And I am both.
Niggas. he could be on himself on that one. But there's a difference, and they love to blame. And I don't want to be on this part right now bashing women, but at the same time, hell, they love to say niggas ain't shit. How often do you hear niggas be like, man, these women ain't shit, man. Fuck these women, man. You hear it, but it's not as often that you be like, okay, sometimes like let's just calm down a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta look at yourself and be like, okay, is it me? And a lot of women don't like to look at themselves like, okay,
well, I think
it's probably the dudes I'm attracting or certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much like, hey.
Well, accountability.
It's a big deal. Dog.
Accountability isn't a lot of women's strongest feature. Or it's another word I'm trying to think of. It's escaping me. I'll use feature for lack of a better term. But, you know, in my experience, I've seen it. I've done this in my past relationship where there was a conflict or discrepancy or whatever. Right. And we come to the table and we speak and we talk. And I say, hey, man, you know what? I can tell you how this happened. This is why I messed up. Right? I didn't do this. Or I didn't do this as well as I could. And for that, I apologize. And for the future, I'll try my best to be more conscientious moving forward. So this will never happen again. This is where you messed up. You did this or you didn't do this. You and I can't continue this conversation until you apologize for your part. It's like pulling fucking teeth. Pulling teeth. Well, if you would ever did that, I would. Yeah, that's cool. And I addressed that. Mm-hmm. And I apologize for that. And I will try to correct that behavior. But yet and still, it got to this point by you doing this or you not, or whatever the issue was. Yeah, but because my mama told me. Yeah, that's cool. But we can't move any further until you apologize for this. Well, I was having a bad day. Hey, stay on track. You need to address this. And you need to show accountability for this.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't move any further. I'm talking 3-4 hours later. Well, yeah, you're right. I apologize. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. Or I should have done it this way. Or whatever the case is. You know? But let's be very clear here. Everyone in this room or everyone listening is smart enough to know, I hope, or wise enough to know, this isn't across the board, right? Nothing is absolute. This isn't every woman, you know? And what I'm talking about isn't every situation and every woman, every man would have you, you know? But Western women, namely American women, you know, do have a certain lack of accountability, and I've seen that prevalent quite strongly in the black community. That's just what it is. Right, you know, not once again, it's not across the board. A lot of women are, you know, don't mind, you know, they're smart enough, wise enough, mature enough is the word, mature enough to say, oh man, you know, I fell short on that. I dropped the ball. You know, I try my best to clean that up. And if you find one of them, give them my number. Because we're going to Vegas. Immediately. You know, but, yeah, man, accountability is so important. The same way that it's appreciated by men. Appreciated from men by women. It's, you know, the opposite is true.
Exactly.
Because it's, you know, because if you don't, it's almost like you're living with a child.
Right.
Seriously, man. It's almost like you're dealing with a kid, a child. Like, hey, did you do that? Hey, man. Hey.
Right.
Because, you know, you quick to hear, well, you can't just be a man. Hey, well, you be a woman. You be an adult. And let's take the gender out of it, man. Let's take men and women. Be an adult. Flat out be an adult. And own your shit.
And that's the issue that a lot of people have. They don't really like to own.
And that's outside of gender. Right?
Oh, male and female.
Be an adult, man. And that's really what it comes down to. If you with someone that's less than an adult, and I'm not talking age, but can't